Okay, today we're going to be making a Northern Lights background for kind of like an evening scene with the Northern Lights. And we're going to be using chalk pastel to do it. And what you're going to want is to pick 3 or 4 colors that you would see in the Northern Lights to use. We found when other students use more than 3 or 4 colors, it really doesn't turn out looking too good. So I'm going to go with a pink, a light blue, and a green, and maybe this a little bit more purple color. And before I start, I'm going to use my pencil to draw horizontal lines, okay, so lines that go across that look a little bit like the Northern Lights. We found that if students do them vertically, it doesn't turn out looking as good as horizontal ones, okay? So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to just make some lines that kind of go across my paper. And then I'm going to use the chalk to kind of trace around those lines. And notice I'm not going all the way on the line with every piece of chalk. And it's okay if they're a little bit spaced out when you put down your chalk. And I'm kind of doing it a little bit thick. And now I'm going to add the purple. And the purple looks kind of close to the pink, so I'm not going to do as much. Okay, now here comes the kind of fun part. I'm going to be blending the chalk to kind of give that look of a flare. The Northern Lights occur when solar flares happen close to the atmosphere in more northern places where the weather is a little colder. So I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to press pretty hard and I'm going to flare up. Okay. And you could also use your finger. You're going to flare up. Now notice here I kind of got some chalk going down. I want to be careful just to go up. Okay, let me show you what this looks like. Okay, if I did the chalk. And if I'm not flaring up and I'm just rubbing like this, okay, it doesn't have the same effect as really trying to make it look like it's flaring up. Okay, so I'm going to keep going, flaring up. Oh, I like how the blue looks. I'm just doing that one. And now I'm going to flare a little pink into the blue. I'm going to mix a little green in there. Okay, once you feel happy with how your Northern Lights look, since this is at night, you're going to be adding some stars. And we're going to do this by using some white paint and a toothpick. And you just want to really take your time when you do this. Do a careful dip, and then you're just going to be dotting it on. Okay. What you don't want to do is get too much in a rush when you're dotting, okay? And try putting it on like this. Okay, that's going to look sloppy. It's not going to have as nice of effect as if you're just carefully dotting. What one student did in another class, they used their toothpick and they kind of drew some bigger stars in the background. And that was kind of a cool idea. So if you wanted to try putting a few like that in there, you could do that. And you're just going to keep going with the dotting until your whole background is filled with stars. And then you have a nice Northern Lights sky picture.